Picture this, it's a crisp fall morning in your neighborhood park. The leaves crunch underfoot, and you're walking with your grandkids, laughing as they chase each other. But then, you hesitate. A slight unevenness in the path makes your heart skip a beat. You grab the nearest bench, your steps suddenly cautious, your confidence shaken. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt your balance isn't what it used to be, maybe you're holding onto walls more often, taking shorter steps on uneven ground, or pausing before stepping off a curb, you're not alone. These quiet moments can feel like small betrayals of the body you've always trusted. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Your balance isn't slipping because of age alone. It's slipping because of fixable mistakes. Hi, I'm Tom, and I've spent over a decade researching how we can stay strong, steady, and independent as we age. I've worked with hundreds of people just like Susan, a 68-year-old retiree from Ohio. Susan loved her daily walks, but last year, she started noticing something unsettling. I'd catch myself stumbling on the sidewalk, she told me, her voice tinged with frustration. I thought it was just part of getting older, but it made me feel fragile. Susan's story isn't unique. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 Americans over 65 falls every year, costing over $50 billion in healthcare. That's a staggering number, but here's the good news, you can take control. Balance isn't something you lose overnight, it's something you can rebuild, step by step. In this video, we're diving into 7 common mistakes that are quietly stealing your balance after 50, and, more importantly, the simple, science-backed fixes to help you move with confidence again. You'll discover, first, how your feet and ankles, the unsung heroes of stability, might be letting you down, and how to wake them up. Second, why avoiding certain movements is actually making you less steady, and how small challenges can change that. And third, the surprising everyday habits, like the shoes you wear or the way you walk through your home, that could be setting you up for a fall. These aren't just tips, they're life-changing tools to help you walk taller, stride stronger, and live fearlessly. Before we dive in, let me ask you, when was the last time you felt unsteady and wished you could trust your body again? Maybe it was a wobbly moment in the grocery store or a nervous pause on the stairs. Drop a comment below with the number 1 if you've had that moment. I'd love to hear from you. Now, let's get started with the first mistake that's holding you back, and how you can turn it around today. Let me take you to a small town in Ohio, where John, a 72-year-old retired teacher, used to start every morning with a walk around his neighborhood. He loved the quiet streets, the chirping birds, and the way the sunrise painted the sky. But last year, something changed. I started stumbling, John shared with me, his brow furrowing. It wasn't a big fall, just little trips on the sidewalk or a wobble when I stepped off a curb. I felt like my feet weren't listening to me anymore. John's story is one I hear often, and it points to the first big mistake so many of us make after 50, neglecting our feet and ankles, the very foundation of our balance. Your feet and ankles are like the roots of a tree. They anchor you, adjust to every shift in the ground, and send critical signals to your brain to keep you upright. Each foot is a marvel, 26 tiny bones, 33 joints, and over 7,000 nerve endings working together to stabilize your every step. When you walk on uneven grass, step off an unexpected curb, or pivot to grab something, your ankles make split-second adjustments to keep you steady. But here's the catch, as we age, we stop challenging these unsung heroes. Modern life doesn't help. Thick-soled sneakers cushion our steps but dull the sensory feedback our feet need. Flat surfaces like hardwood floors or paved sidewalks let our foot muscles grow lazy. And many of us rarely walk barefoot, missing out on natural stimulation that keeps those muscles and nerves sharp. Over time, our ankles stiffen, our arches weaken, and our balance starts to slip, not because of age, but because we've stopped giving our feet the attention they deserve. John's stumbles weren't random. When we tested his ankle mobility, it was alarmingly limited. Years of wearing supportive shoes and sticking to flat surfaces had put his feet to sleep. The good news? He turned it around with a few simple changes, and you can too. Let's break it down into 3 practical steps you can start today. Step 1. Wake up your feet. Try walking barefoot on varied surfaces, like the grass in your backyard or a sandy beach if you're near one. Just 5 minutes a day stimulates the nerves in your soles, sharpening your brain's ability to sense where your body is in space. If you're indoors, a textured yoga mat works great. Start slow to avoid strain, and always check with your doctor if you have foot conditions like plantar fasciitis. Step 2. Strengthen with simple exercises. John started with 3 moves that made a huge difference. First, foot circles. Sit in a chair, lift one foot, and rotate it slowly, 10 times in each direction. This loosens stiff ankles. Second, towel scrunches. Place a towel on the floor, use your toes to scrunch it toward you for 2 sets of 15 reps. This rebuilds your arches. Third, calf raises. Stand near a counter for support, rise onto your tiptoes, hold for 2 seconds, then lower slowly. Do 3 sets of 10. These exercises take just 10 minutes a day and require no equipment. Step 3, test your progress. Here's a quick check you can do right now. Stand barefoot, hold onto a chair for safety, and try lifting yourself onto the tiptoes. Do you wobble or feel unsteady? Now try standing on one foot for 30 seconds. If your ankles feel sluggish, it's a sign they need some love. John couldn't balance for more than 5 seconds at first, but after 3 weeks of these exercises, he was up to 20 seconds, and his morning walks felt smoother, stronger, like he was in control again. Why does this matter? Strong feet and ankles don't just prevent stumbles. They improve your posture, make your movements more fluid, and help you recover faster from a misstep. Think of it like the foundation of a house. When it's solid, the whole structure stands tall. Neglecting your feet might seem like a small oversight, but it's often the first domino in a chain of balance problems. John learned this the hard way, but his story has a happy ending. I never thought my feet were the issue, he told me, smiling. Now I feel them working with me, not against me. A small lesson to take away: your feet are the starting point of every confident step you take. Give them a little attention each day, and they'll carry you further than you expect, whether it's chasing grandkids or strolling through a farmer's market. If you're finding this helpful, drop a 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for watching. But weak feet aren't the only thing holding you back. There's another subtle habit many of us fall into as we age, one that feels safe but is quietly making us less steady. Let's dive into the second mistake: avoiding balance training altogether, and why it's like letting a skill you've mastered slip away. Let's step into a sunny Florida morning, where Mary, a 70-year-old grandmother, used to walk her golden retriever, Max, along the trails near her home. She loved those walks, the breeze, Max's wagging tail, and the chatter with neighbors. But about a year ago, something shifted. I tripped on a tree root, Mary told me, her voice soft but heavy with worry. It wasn't a big deal, but it scared me. After that, I started sticking to flat sidewalks and moving slower. I didn't want to risk falling again. Mary's caution is something many of us relate to, but it's also the second big mistake we make after 50, avoiding balance training altogether. By dodging challenges, we're not protecting ourselves, we're letting a vital skill slip away. Balance isn't something we're born with and keep forever, like breathing. It's a skill, like playing the piano or riding a bike. It's a beautiful collaboration between your muscles, joints, inner ear, and brain, all working together to keep you steady. Every time you turn quickly, step over a curb, or reach for a high shelf, your body makes tiny adjustments to stay upright. But here's the science: if you don't practice this skill, it weakens. As we age, we naturally become more cautious. We avoid uneven ground, shy away from quick movements, or stop climbing stairs without a handrail. It feels safer in the moment, but it's a trap. The less we challenge our balance, the less our muscles and nerves practice those rapid, life-saving adjustments. Over time, this creates a cycle. Weaker balance makes us more cautious, which makes our balance even weaker. Studies show that older adults who don't engage in balance activities are up to 30% more likely to fall. That's not just a statistic, it's a wake-up call. Mary's story shows how this happens. After her trip, she avoided trails and stuck to predictable paths. But when we tested her balance, simple things like standing with her feet close together or walking heel to toe, she was shocked. I felt so wobbly, she admitted. I thought I was being careful, but I was losing my confidence. The good news? Mary turned it around, and you can too. Here are 3 simple ways to rebuild your balance, starting today. Step 1. Start with small challenges. You don't need to climb mountains or do acrobatics. Try standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Hold onto the sink for safety at first, aiming for 30 seconds per side. This strengthens your ankles and sharpens your brain's balance reflexes. If you're ready for more, walk heel to toe in a straight line, like you're on a tightrope, for 10 steps. Keep your arms outstretched for stability. Do this daily in your living room, no equipment needed. Step 2. Try flowing movements. Activities like Tai Chi or gentle yoga are perfect for seniors because they combine slow, deliberate motions with balance practice. Mary joined a Tai Chi class at her local senior center. Silver Sneakers offers these across the US, and within a month, she felt steadier. It's like my body remembered how to move, she said. If classes aren't your thing, search for beginner Tai Chi on YouTube for free 10-minute videos you can do at home. Step 3. Build confidence with visualization. Fear of falling can hold you back as much as weak muscles. Before you try a balance exercise, take a moment to picture yourself succeeding. Imagine stepping confidently over a curb or turning smoothly to greet a friend. This mental practice, used by athletes, rewires your brain to trust your body. Mary started visualizing her walks with Max, and it gave her the courage to return to her favorite trails. Why does this matter? Balance training isn't just about staying upright, it's about staying free. When you trust your body, you can navigate a busy farmer's market, dance at a family wedding, or chase your grandkids without hesitation. Mary's back to her trail walks now, and she beams when she talks about it. I feel like I got a piece of myself back, she told me. You can test your balance right now. Stand with your feet together, arms relaxed, and close your eyes for 10 seconds. Do you sway or feel unsteady? If so, that's your body saying it's ready for a challenge. A small lesson to take away: balance is a skill you can sharpen with small, daily efforts. Like tending a garden, a little care goes a long way. Soon, you'll feel steadier, stronger, and more alive. If you're finding this helpful, drop a 3 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for sticking around. But avoiding balance practice isn't the only thing tripping us up. There's a sneaky choice we make every day, sometimes without thinking, that's putting us at risk. Let's move to the third mistake: wearing the wrong shoes, and why it's a bigger deal than you might realize. Imagine a cozy evening in a California suburb, where Linda, a 76-year-old retired nurse, shuffles across her kitchen to make her evening tea. She's in her favorite pair of worn-out slippers, the ones she's had for years, soft, familiar, but a little too loose. One night, as she stepped over a small rug, her foot slid, and she nearly fell. I caught myself on the counter, Linda told me, her voice still shaky from the memory. But it scared me to death. I realized I'd been skating around my own house without even thinking about it. Linda's close call points to the third big mistake we make after 50: wearing the wrong shoes, or sometimes no shoes at all, which turns out to be a hidden but serious risk to our balance. Your feet are your body's foundation, and the shoes you wear are like the tires on a car. They need to grip the road, absorb shocks, and keep you steady. But here's the science: improper footwear can throw all that off. According to the CDC, about 30% of falls among seniors happen at home, and poorly chosen shoes, like loose slippers, socks with no traction, or sneakers with worn-out soles, are often to blame. Why? Shoes that lack support or grip mess with something called proprioception, your body's ability to sense where it is in space. Without proper contact with the ground, your brain gets delayed or fuzzy signals, making it harder to adjust when you hit an uneven surface, like a rug or a step. Thin soles transmit too much force to your joints, worsening arthritis pain. Loose shoes let your feet slide around, creating wobbles with every step. And overly cushioned shoes, like some trendy sneakers, can actually dull your balance reflexes by reducing ground feedback. It's a small choice with big consequences. Linda's slippers were the culprit. They had no arch support, and the soles were slick from years of use. But she made a change that transformed her confidence, and you can too. Here are 3 practical steps to choose shoes that keep you steady. Step 1. Pick shoes with the right features. Look for footwear with firm arch support to keep your feet aligned, a flat but flexible sole for natural movement, and high-quality non-slip treads for grip. For outdoor walks, brands like New Balance or Brooks make excellent sneakers with these features. Check their stability lines at stores like REI or online. Indoors, swap out backless slippers for supportive house shoes, like Vionics orthopedic slippers, or try grip socks with silicone treads, like those from Bombas. Linda switched to Vionic house shoes, and she noticed a difference within days. I feel glued to the floor now, in a good way, she laughed. Step 2. Check your current shoes. Take a look at what you're wearing around the house. Are the soles worn smooth? Do your shoes fit snugly without being too tight? Run your hand inside to feel for broken down padding or uneven spots. If your shoes fail this test, it's time to replace them. A quick tip: mark the date you buy new shoes on the insole with a marker and check the treads every 6 months. Linda was shocked to realize her slippers were over 5 years old. No wonder they were failing her. Step 3. Make smart choices for every setting. At home, avoid going barefoot on slick surfaces like tile or hardwood, especially at night when you're groggy. If you love socks, get ones with non-slip grips. For outdoor activities, choose shoes suited to the terrain, hiking shoes for trails, for example. And if you have foot issues like bunions or plantar fasciitis, consider custom insoles. Many podiatrists covered by Medicare can help. Linda now keeps a pair of grip socks by her bed for nighttime trips to the bathroom, and it's made her feel safer. Why does this matter? The right shoes don't just prevent falls, they give you the confidence to move freely, whether you're gardening, walking to the mailbox, or dancing at a family reunion. Linda's back to her kitchen routines without fear, and she even started joining friends for walks again. "I didn't realize how much my shoes were holding me back," she said. You can test your shoes now. Walk across your living room in your usual indoor footwear. Do you feel steady, or do your feet slide or wobble? If it's the latter, it's time for a change. A small lesson to take away: your shoes are more than a fashion statement, they're your first line of defense against falls. Choose them wisely, and you'll step into every day with more confidence. If you're finding this helpful, drop a 4 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for watching. But shoes aren't the only everyday habit tripping us up. There's another subtle behavior many of us adopt without realizing it's making us less steady. Let's move to the fourth mistake: leaning on furniture or walls for support, and why it's a false safety net that's hard to break. Let's take a moment to visit a quiet home in Texas, where Robert, a 74-year-old grandfather, used to shuffle from his living room to the kitchen, one hand grazing the back of a chair, the other brushing the wall. After a minor knee injury a few years back, he started relying on these supports to feel secure. "I didn't even realize I was doing it," Robert shared with me, his eyes reflecting a mix of surprise and regret. "It felt safer, but I was starting to feel weaker, like I couldn't trust my own legs." Robert's habit is one many of us slip into without noticing, and it's the fourth big mistake we make after 50, leaning on furniture or walls for support. What feels like a safety net is actually holding us back, quietly eroding our balance and independence. Here's why this matters. Balance isn't just about strong muscles, it's about your body's ability to coordinate quick, automatic responses to keep you upright. Every step you take engages a complex network of muscles in your legs, hips, and core, along with your brain's balance centers, which process signals from your feet and inner ear. When you lean on a counter or grip a chair, you're outsourcing this work. It's like telling your body, "I don't trust you to do this on your own." Over time, this habit weakens your stabilizer muscles, those small but mighty ones in your ankles and core that keep you steady. It also dulls your brain's ability to make fast adjustments, making you more likely to stumble when you're caught off guard. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that over-reliance on supports can increase fall risk by up to 25% in older adults. That's because the less you challenge your balance, the less capable it becomes. Robert's story shows how sneaky this habit can be. After his knee injury, he started using furniture for just-in-case moments. But when we asked him to walk across his living room without touching anything, he froze. "I felt so unsteady," he admitted. "I hadn't realized how much I'd been leaning on things." The good news? With a few simple steps, Robert rebuilt his confidence, and you can too. Here are 3 practical ways to break this habit safely. Step 1. Test your dependence. Try this right now. Walk from your couch to your kitchen without touching any furniture or walls. Keep your head up, shoulders relaxed, and take normal steps. Do you feel anxious or wobbly? Do you instinctively reach for support? If so, that's a sign your body's balance system needs retraining. Start small. Stand near a sturdy chair without holding it for 30 seconds, building up to a minute over a week. This wakes up your stabilizer muscles. Step 2. Practice unsupported walking. Begin with short, deliberate walks in a safe space, like a hallway. Take 2 or 3 steps without touching anything, using a heel-to-toe motion, as if you're walking a straight line. If you need support, keep a cane nearby but try not to use it. Gradually increase to 10 steps, then 20, over a few weeks. Robert started this in his living room, and by week 4, he was crossing his entire house without a single wobble. If you're nervous, ask a family member to walk beside you for reassurance. Step 3. Strengthen your core for stability. A strong core supports your balance like the trunk of a tree. Try a simple exercise. Sit in a chair, lift one leg straight out, hold for 3 seconds, then switch. Do 2 sets of 10 reps per side. Or try a seated march, lifting your knees alternately for 30 seconds. These moves, which you can do while watching TV, rebuild the muscles that keep you steady. Robert added these to his routine and noticed he stood taller, too. Why does this matter? Breaking free from furniture and walls isn't just about physical balance, it's about reclaiming your freedom to move through your home, your garden, or a local park without fear. Robert's a different man now. "I walked to my mailbox without grabbing anything," he told me, grinning. "It's like I'm 60 again." You can start small. Try standing unassisted while brushing your teeth tonight. Notice how your body feels, stronger, more capable. A small lesson to take away: trusting your body to stand and move on its own is like learning to ride a bike again. Start slow, and soon you'll glide with confidence. If you're finding this helpful, Drop a 5 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for watching. But leaning on furniture isn't the only hidden threat to your balance. There's another overlooked factor that could be making every step riskier, something tied to your eyes and ears. Let's dive into the fifth mistake, ignoring your vision and inner ear health, and why they're the unsung heroes of staying steady. Let's step into a bustling New York City street market, where Emma, a 69-year-old former librarian, used to love browsing fresh produce on Saturday mornings. The colors, the smells, the hum of voices, it was her weekly ritual. But last summer, something changed. I started tripping over things I didn't even see, Emma shared with me, her voice tinged with frustration. In crowded places or dim light, I felt unsteady, like the ground was shifting under me. Emma's experience is more common than you might think, and it points to the fifth big mistake we make after 50, ignoring our vision and inner ear health, the silent sensors that keep us balanced. Balance isn't just about strong legs or steady feet. It's a team effort, and your eyes and inner ears are the star players. Your vision acts like a GPS, mapping out the world around you, spotting curves, judging distances, and adjusting to changes in light. Your inner ear, or vestibular system, is like an internal compass, with tiny fluid-filled canals that detect head movements and tell your brain where your body is in space. As we age, these systems can falter. Eyesight changes, cataracts, cloud lenses, pupils shrink, and depth perception weakens, making it harder to spot obstacles. Meanwhile, the inner ear's delicate hair cells can degrade, or conditions like benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV, can throw off your equilibrium. The National Institute on Aging reports that untreated vision or vestibular issues contribute to nearly 40% of falls in older adults. When these sensors send fuzzy signals, your brain struggles to keep you steady, especially in tricky situations like dim hallways or busy markets. Emma's stumbles weren't just bad luck. A checkup revealed outdated glasses and undiagnosed BPPV, a common inner ear issue where tiny crystals shift, causing dizziness. With a few changes, she turned things around, and you can too. Here are 3 practical steps to protect your balance sensors. Step 1. Prioritize regular eye exams. Don't settle for a quick vision screening at the DMV. Schedule a comprehensive eye exam with an optometrist every year. Medicare often covers these for seniors. Emma's new glasses, tailored for her cataracts, made colors pop and steps clearer. If you notice trouble seeing in low light, misjudging curbs, or feeling overwhelmed in busy places like grocery stores, it's time to check your eyes. Conditions like glaucoma or macular degeneration can be caught early and treated, keeping your vision sharp for balance. Step 2. Address inner ear issues. If you feel dizzy when turning your head or getting out of bed, it could be BPPV or another vestibular problem. Ask your doctor about the Epley maneuver, a simple head positioning exercise that can fix BPPV in minutes. Emma's dizziness vanished after 2 sessions with a physical therapist. You can also try gaze stabilization exercises. Focus on a stationary object while slowly moving your head side to side for 30 seconds. Always consult a doctor first, as dizziness can have other causes, like low blood pressure. Many ENT specialists in the US offer vestibular testing, often covered by insurance. Step 3. Optimize your environment. Small changes at home can support your senses. Install motion sensor nightlights. Philips Hue makes reliable ones, for safe nighttime trips. Use high contrast tape on stair edges to make them easier to see. If you struggle in low light, consider yellow tinted glasses to boost contrast. Emma added nightlights to her hallway and said, "It's like someone turned the world back on." These tweaks make your home a safer place for your eyes and ears to do their job. Why does this matter? Clear vision and a healthy inner ear give your brain the accurate data it needs to keep you steady, whether you're navigating a crowded market or stepping into a dimly lit room. Emma's back to her Saturday market trips, weaving through stalls with confidence. "I hadn't realized how much I was missing," she told me, her smile wide. You can test your senses now. Walk down a hallway in low light without touching the walls. Do you feel unsteady or unsure of your steps? If so, it's a sign to check your vision or inner ear. A small lesson to take away: your eyes and ears are your balance's best friends. Keep them healthy, and they'll guide you through every step with clarity and confidence. If you're finding this helpful, drop a 6 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for watching. But vision and inner ear health aren't the only things quietly affecting your balance. There's another everyday factor that's just as critical, one that could make or break your stability. Let's dive into the 6th mistake: skimping on nutrition for strong bones and muscles, and why it's the fuel your body needs to stay steady. Picture a sunny afternoon in Arizona, where Carol, a 71-year-old retired school teacher, sits at her kitchen table, sipping coffee and flipping through a magazine. She used to be active, gardening, walking with friends, but lately, she's felt tired, her steps heavier, her balance less certain. I thought it was just aging, Carol told me, her voice soft but tinged with resignation. I was eating, but I wasn't eating right. I didn't realize how much it was affecting me. Carol's story shines a light on the sixth big mistake we make after 50, skimping on nutrition for strong bones and muscles. What you put on your plate isn't just about energy, it's the fuel that keeps your body steady and resilient. Your bones and muscles are the scaffolding of your balance. Strong muscles in your legs and core help you pivot, climb stairs, or catch yourself from a stumble. Healthy bones provide the structure to support every move. But here's the science: as we age, our bodies need specific nutrients to maintain this foundation. Calcium and vitamin D are critical for bone density. Without them, bones become brittle, raising the risk of fractures from falls. Protein rebuilds muscle fibers, keeping them strong and responsive. Yet, studies from the National Institutes of Health show that up to 50% of adults over 50 don't get enough vitamin D, and many skimp on protein, relying on processed foods or skipping meals altogether. This nutritional shortfall weakens your body's ability to stay balanced, making every step feel like a gamble. Poor nutrition doesn't just make you tired, it makes you fragile. Carol was skipping breakfast and eating quick, processed meals like frozen dinners or crackers. When we looked at her diet, it was low in calcium, protein, and vitamin D, but with a few simple changes, she transformed her energy and stability, and you can too. Here are 3 practical steps to fuel your body for better balance. Step 1. Boost calcium and vitamin D. These nutrients work together to keep your bones strong. Aim for calcium-rich foods like Greek yogurt, kale, or almonds. Think a cup of yogurt for breakfast or a handful of almonds as a snack. For vitamin D, fatty fish like salmon or fortified milk are great choices. Carol started eating a salmon salad once a week, and it made a noticeable difference. If you don't get much sun, especially in places like Seattle or Chicago, consider a vitamin D supplement, but check with your doctor first. Many seniors qualify for nutritional counseling through Medicare to guide these choices. Step 2. Prioritize protein. Protein is the building block for muscles, and you need it daily to stay strong. Aim for lean sources like chicken, eggs, or beans. A simple trick: add a boiled egg to your lunch salad or a scoop of lentils to your soup. Carol swapped her evening crackers for a small chicken breast with veggies, and within weeks, she felt less wobbly. A good rule of thumb is to include protein in every meal, about the size of your palm per serving. If you're vegetarian, tofu or Greek yogurt are excellent options. Step 3. Make it easy and sustainable. You don't need gourmet meals to eat well. Stock your pantry with simple, balance-friendly foods: canned salmon for quick salads, frozen spinach for smoothies, or pre-washed kale for easy sides. Try a smoothie recipe: blend a cup of milk, a handful of spinach, and a banana for a calcium protein boost. Carol keeps a balanced bowl in her fridge: Greek yogurt, berries, and nuts, for quick snacks. Plan one small change this week, like adding a protein-rich food to your breakfast, and build from there. Why does this matter? Good nutrition isn't just about feeling full, it's about giving your body the strength to move with confidence. Whether you're gardening, walking your dog, or dancing with your grandkids at a family barbecue. Carol's back to her morning walks, and she's even started gardening again. I feel steadier, like my body's working with me, she said, her eyes bright. You can test your nutrition now. Think about your last meal. Did it include a protein source or something rich in calcium? If not, it's a sign to make a small tweak. A small lesson to take away: your plate is your power source. Fuel it with the right nutrients, and you'll build a body that stands strong and steady. If you're finding this helpful, drop a 7 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for watching. But nutrition isn't the only piece of the puzzle. There's another everyday habit that's quietly shaping your balance, one that's easy to overlook but critical to get right. Let's dive into the 7th mistake: poor posture and a weak core, and why they're silent threats to your stability. Let's take a walk through a quiet Colorado neighborhood, where David, a 67-year-old retired mechanic, used to spend his weekends tinkering in his garage. He loved fixing old radios, but lately, he noticed something troubling. I'd get back pain after standing for just a few minutes, David told me, his voice carrying a hint of frustration. And when I walked, I felt like I was slouching forward, unsteady, like I might tip over. David's experience points to the 7th big mistake we make after 50, letting poor posture and a weak core silently undermine our balance. These hidden culprits can make every step feel like a risk, but with a few simple changes, you can stand taller and move steadier. Your posture and core are like the frame and engine of your balance system. Good posture, standing with your shoulders back, head up, and spine aligned, keeps your center of gravity over your feet, making it easier to stay steady. Your core, the muscles in your abdomen, lower back, and pelvis, acts like an anchor, stabilizing your body during every movement, from turning to grab a glass to stepping over a garden hose. But as we age, we often let these slip. Sitting for long hours, slouching while watching TV, or skipping exercises that strengthen the core can shift your posture forward, throwing off your balance. According to the American Physical Therapy Association, poor posture and weak core muscles increase fall risk by up to 20% in older adults. When your spine is misaligned or your core is weak, your body has to work harder to stay upright, and small missteps become big problems. David's back pain and unsteadiness weren't just signs of aging. When we checked his posture, he was slouching noticeably, and his core strength was low from years of avoiding targeted exercises. But he turned it around, and you can too. Here are 3 practical steps to rebuild your posture and core for better balance. Step 1. Check and correct your posture. Start with a simple test. Stand with your back against a wall, heels about 2 inches away. Your shoulders and head should touch the wall, with a small curve in your lower back. If you can't align properly, your posture needs work. Practice standing tall, shoulders back, chest open, eyes forward, while waiting for your coffee to brew or standing in line at the grocery store. David started doing this during his morning routine, and within a week, he felt less hunched. A quick tip: imagine a string pulling you up from the top of your head to keep your spine straight. Step 2. Strengthen your core with easy exercises. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. Try the seated leg lift. Sit in a sturdy chair, lift one leg straight out, hold for 3 seconds, then lower. Do 2 sets of 10 reps per side. Another great move is the seated march. Lift your knees alternately, like marching, for 30 seconds, keeping your back straight. These can be done while watching your favorite show, think Yellowstone or Jeopardy! David added a 20-second plank, resting his forearms on a table for support, and it transformed his stability. I feel like my body's holding me up better, he said. Step 3. Make posture a habit. Set reminders to check your posture throughout the day. Use a phone alarm or stick a note on your fridge. When sitting, keep your feet flat and avoid crossing your legs, which can strain your back. If you spend hours at a desk, consider a lumbar support cushion, available at places like Amazon or Target. David started sitting up straight during meals, and it became second nature. If you have chronic back pain, check with a physical therapist. Many are covered by Medicare, to tailor exercises to your needs. Why does this matter? Good posture and a strong core don't just prevent falls, they let you move with ease, whether you're carrying groceries, dancing at a family reunion, or playing catch with your grandkids. David's back in his garage, tinkering without pain, and his walks feel lighter. I stand taller now, and it's like I'm younger, he told me, grinning. You can test your posture now. Stand and notice if your shoulders slump or your head tilts forward. If so, it's time to give your core and posture some love. A small lesson to take away: standing tall and strengthening your core are like tuning an instrument. They bring harmony to every move you make, letting you live with confidence. If you're finding this helpful, drop an 8 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Thank you for watching. We've covered 7 mistakes that steal your balance, but how do we tie it all together to keep you moving fearlessly? Let's wrap up with a powerful payoff and a call to action that will inspire you to take the next step. Let's revisit Susan, the 68-year-old retiree from Ohio we met at the start of this journey. A year ago, she was hesitating at every curb, gripping handrails, and avoiding her favorite park walks with her grandkids. She thought wobbly steps were just part of aging, but today, she's a different person. I'm back to chasing my grandkids through the grass, Susan told me, her voice full of joy. I feel steady, strong, like I've reclaimed a piece of myself. Susan's transformation didn't happen with grand gestures, it came from small, intentional steps. And that's the heart of what we've explored today: 7 mistakes that steal your balance after 50, and the simple, science-backed fixes to help you move with confidence again. Let's recap those mistakes quickly. First, neglecting your feet and ankles. Your balance's foundation can be fixed with exercises like towel scrunches or barefoot walking. Second, avoiding balance training, like standing on one foot, lets a vital skill slip away, but small challenges can rebuild it. Third, wearing the wrong shoes, like slick slippers, sets you up for falls, so choose supportive, non-slip footwear. Fourth, leaning on furniture or walls weakens your stability, but practicing unsupported steps can break that habit. Fifth, ignoring vision and inner ear health, your balance sensors, puts you at risk, but regular checkups and home tweaks like night lights can help. Sixth, skimping on nutrition, like calcium and protein, weakens your bones and muscles, but simple foods like yogurt or salmon can fuel your strength. And seventh, Poor posture and a weak core throw you off balance, but standing tall and doing seated marches can make you steady again. These aren't just tips, they're tools to help you live fearlessly, whether it's dancing at a family barbecue or strolling through a farmer's market. Here's the truth, you don't have to accept unsteady steps as part of aging. Every small change you make, whether it's a 30-second balance drill, swapping out old sneakers, or adding a protein-rich snack, builds a stronger, more confident you. Susan started with one change, a daily foot exercise. That small step led to bigger ones, until she was back in the park, laughing with her grandkids. You can start today, too. Pick one fix from this video, maybe it's checking your shoes or standing tall during dinner, and try it for a week. Notice how your body feels. The National Institute on Aging says even small improvements in balance can cut your fall risk by up to 30%. That's not just a number, it's freedom, a small lesson to take away. Every fearless stride starts with a single, small step. Choose one today, and you'll be amazed at how far it takes you. I'd love to hear from you. What's one change you're going to try this week to improve your balance? Drop it in the comments below, maybe just the number 9 if you're inspired. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to join our community of confident movers. Don't miss next week's video, where we'll reveal 5-minute core workouts to boost your stability even more. Let's keep moving forward together, because you deserve to live with strength and confidence.